Hey guys, today I wanted to share some tips and tricks on green smoothies. Now I've been making green smoothies for years now because of my mom, and it's just a great way to get your greens in. I 100% believe that it is also important to eat your greens, to chew your greens, so if you have watched a lot of my what I eat in a day videos, you know that I like to have a big green salad filled with all kinds of vegetables, but I do still like to make a green smoothie every now and then. Just remember, you don't need a fancy blender to make your green smoothie. I have a Vitamix, but you can make a green smoothie in anything. There also is some controversy with green smoothies and if it's really healthy. And for me, I know I feel so good after I drink a green smoothie. And doctor, he promotes plant-based diet and all that stuff. His name is Dr. Furman, and he has an article all about juicing and smoothies and his idea on it and his scientific research he's come across. So I will link that down below if you're interested. My first tip would be to rotate your greens. That's so important. There's so much scientific research behind that. But the creator of green smoothies, Victoria, and I'm not going to even try to pronounce her last name, but she says too that you need to rotate your greens from week to week to get the most nutritional benefit from your green smoothies. When you're first starting green smoothies, spinach is the #1 green to use. Hands down. One week I'll do spinach, the next maybe I'll do kale or Swiss chard. I mean, there's just endless amounts of greens you can use for your smoothies. My second tip would be to chew your green smoothies. And I know it sounds crazy, but every time you take a sip, you want to chew the smoothie around instead of just downing the smoothie. And this helps with the digestive process. The digestive process begins in your mouth when you chew things. We not only chew to get the food down, but we also chew because when we chew, we're covering our food with saliva, which contains an enzyme that helps break down food for the digestive system. The enzymes help to basically break down these carbohydrates. So that's something I actually recently learned about. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's important to not just down the smoothie and, kind of chew each little sip you take. My third tip would be to add seeds to your smoothie. So whether it's flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, maybe all of those seeds together if you want to go all out. I always add flax seeds to my green smoothies because I don't like adding it to anything else because I don't like the taste of it. And the good thing with green smoothies is when you add in those seeds, you don't notice that the seed is there. The only thing I do recommend is that if you're making the smoothie ahead of time to have the next day, don't add those seeds in because usually the seeds, especially chia seeds and flax seeds, will thicken the smoothie and it gets a little weird, a little gross. You just might have to stir it around a little. So when I do add the seeds, I make sure I'm drinking it right away. My fourth tip might be really obvious to some of you guys, but especially when you start adding seeds to your blender, the seeds like to stick to the side. For me, the best way to clean my blender, I do this at least once a week. I mean, every time I use it, I clean it out in the sink just to avoid kind of getting your hands close to the blade. It's always like, you don't want to touch the blade. The best and easiest way to clean out your blender is just add one little drop of soap. I recommend a natural soap such as Method, and add some water and then turn your blender on. Duh! And then you can dump that out and run water through to make sure all the soap's out, but it's just like, wow, duh. So that's an awesome way to clean your blender. My fifth tip would be, again, maybe obvious to some of you guys, but to add in the frozen things on the bottoms. I find that it blends so much better adding the frozen items, so usually that's frozen fruit on the bottom, and then I add my greens and stuff. Kind of going on off of this tip, if you don't have a Vitamix, so if you have any other kind of not such a high-powered blender, that's totally fine. Like I said, you can still make a green smoothie. I recommend blending the greens and your liquid first, so whether that's greens and water or almond milk, blend that first, just to make sure it gets really blended, and then you could add the rest in. My sixth tip is to always add a banana to your smoothie. I cannot have a green smoothie unless there's a banana in it, just because the banana makes it so much creamier and it truly masks the green. If you're new to green smoothies and you're afraid of maybe tasting the greens, really add banana in there. And that helps so much, especially if the banana's frozen. It helps also add some nice coolness to your smoothie as well. And those are pretty much all my tips. Like I said, I really love green smoothies. They're a great quick meal filled with nutrients and great for your body. Let me know if you're a fan of green smoothies or juices. I like juice more, but for me, it's just so much more convenient to make a green smoothie than rather a juice where I have to do a lot more chopping and peeling and all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye. Bye. My fifth